they're bringing out the pit carts to stage. We'll call this the calm before the storms, because coming up next, following the conclusion of this SK Modified feature, which is our next feature on tap, will be our Street Stock feature event, and then the Call Before You Dig Open 81 Lap feature event, presented in part by the good folks at GAF, with $1,000 added to the purse and the prize winner, and New England Racing Fuels. The John Holland family providing another $500, making it $5,000 to win. So if you're looking for some great adult beverages, you'll want to check out the beer flights that are available. 7 rotating beers, sample 4, and pick your favorites. It's located behind the ice cream stand, headed towards the main restroom area, towards the parking lot, at the top of the hill. So check that out. Well,
Right
ladies
now,
and gentlemen, the theme from Shaft. You know what that means, Matt Buckler?
we are ready to check out the starting lineup, as we have 23 SK Modifieds ready to go. And starting up front, he's been haunted by bad luck early this season, but he is starting up front in the People's Choice Mobile-sponsored car from Colchester, car number 14, Brian Narducci.
On the outside of the front row, driving the Chatham, Massachusetts, number 67, for Meserve Motorsports, it's Doug Meserve Jr.
This driver on the verge of a major breakthrough in the Bally Hike Farm, sponsored 24, from Hamden, Mikey Flynn.
Same can be said about the Jervis Brothers Roofing, number 33, from Walcott, Connecticut, for Michael Jervis Jr.
Then it will be car number 75. He is in the Big Hoss USA Racing Products car from Stafford, David Arute.
Hummel's Brothers Hot Dogs brings us car number 11 from Plantsville, Connecticut, for Matt Vassar.
Car number 48 will be starting 7th. He is from North Haven, and that is Marcello Refrano in the Wheelers Auto Service car.
In the 8th starting spot, it'll be the Mid-State Site Development, number 31, from Avon, Connecticut, for Noah Corner.
Car number 22 will be next. He is from Bethlehem, Connecticut, in the Horsepowder Hill Farm car. The driver is Chase Dowling.
Les Auto Centers brings us car number 50 for the champion from Ellington, Connecticut, Ronnie Williams.
Then it will be car number 81 in the Cooker Construction Barnes Pool Chassis Pro car. Here is tenacious Todd Owen.
12th starter, last week's feature event winner, the Quinn and Michael Christopher Eastport Feeds PT Watts, number 82, from Walcott, Connecticut, for Michael Christopher Jr.
The winner 2 weeks ago will be alongside in car number 21, Airgas, the sponsor for Stephen Kopchak.
Wheelers Auto Service brings us the John and Mania Rafano, number 88, from Berlin, Connecticut, Keith Rocco.
This driver has not been off the podium all year in car number 85. TechMike.com presents Tyler Hines.
Montanari Fuels, they really worked hard all week long, from Danbury, Connecticut, Teddy Hodgson, car number 55.
Then it will be the high roller, Andrew Moeller, in the Moeller Motorsports car.
Kicks 100.9, Tyler Leary, car number 1.
Ellington, Dodge Chrysler brings us Tommy Bowles.
Digital Federal Credit Union, car number 03, Troy Talman.
Then it will be the 92, Wesson Motorsports presents Daniel Wesson.
Car number 7 will be the Mr. Rooter Plumbing, Vinny Beadle-owned car, for Jonathan Pulio.
And car number 25, that is Nick Giardina, as we are ready to turn him loose.
They come off turn number 4, back to the line, and Narducci, as Meserve. Car does a little snake action coming off the turn. Narducci in the Bear Colaccio machine claws its way to the front of the field. Mikey Flynn looks strong in practice. He looks even stronger to move into second.
Narducci has had a great car all season. Nobody knows it, but he pulls away from Mikey Flynn. That is a battle for the top spot. Doug Meserve Jr. in third, and a little upward mobility on the inside for Matt Vassar as he tries to make some progress. But it's a battle up at the front between 2 youngsters, Brian Narducci and Mikey Flynn.
Mikey Flynn just clicked off the quickest lap so far, 19.917. There is literally a swarm of cars being rattled in the nest from third on back.
What about Michael Jarvis making a power move down low?
He's long overdue. Tonight could be his night as he moves into the third spot. Meanwhile, in position number 4, on the outside, Meserve bid for the lead. Mikey Flynn.
Oh, made it look easy.
He's been doing his homework. Brian Narducci says, not in my time, in my space.
So for the first time this season, Mikey Flynn is in the lead. Jarvis having a great run. He's within striking distance in third. The top 3 cars could fit in a tea kettle with blowing off the most steam is Mikey Flynn.
As they rumble back to the stripe. Meanwhile, Michael Christopher has moved into the 8th position. Rocco is up to 9. David Arute in 10. Todd Owen in 11. The movers and shakers are starting to thread the needle through traffic.
Ronnie Williams in a battle with Noah Corner has some room underneath him. So the 50, he has been frustrated this year without a win. Jarvis almost got underneath Narducci, but came up empty.
Ronnie Williams is coming to the front, and the Adam Scavora prepared. Number 50, he's up to the 4th position, and he is not done by any stretch of the imagination.
David Arute with some hard-nosed driving moves into 9th, 1 spot ahead of Todd Owen. But up at the front, Mikey Flynn looking for his first career win. Jarvis going underneath Narducci in a battle for 2nd.
We haven't even talked about the driver of car number 85, Tyler Hines. He started in the 15th position, and he is trying to look for an opening to get up front as well. Meanwhile,
here comes
Owen.
Jarvis trying to rabble-rouse his way underneath Narducci, and he does it.
Michael Jarvis looking good. Meanwhile, Steven Kopsick in the 11th spot moves down underneath Chase Dowling and starts to work over David Arute. That's for the 9th and 10th position.
Ronnie Williams getting underneath Narducci, and Ronnie Williams now moves into the top 3.
Williams, it's been a while since he's tasted the sweets of victory. Now here comes Todd Owen to challenge Michael Christopher. That's the battle for the 7th and 8th position. They're side by side coming off the turn. And Todd Owen has now picked up the spot, and here comes Steven Kopsick. Kopsick becomes more than a blip on the radar. He becomes a missile.
And Michael Christopher is stuck on the outside, and now David Arute, they come together in the middle of the straightaway, and both are able to recover from that.
Here comes Tyler Hines, working his way to the inside, and right there with him is Keith Rocco, who gets shuffled back.
Well, the 2-man tag team is Todd Owen and Steven Kopsick is right down. They are combining to get underneath Matt Vassar. So a good job by both of those drivers.
Oh, down the back straightaway. Hit at a ton.
And that is Vassar up against the wall, and hitting him late is another driver, Troy Tallman.
And Troy Tallman, the track was blocked as he came off the turn, and he goes in at a ton. And as we said, we saw what appeared to be, caught the very tail end of it. And it looked like the Vassar machine, something might have broke or something, because it snapped right around. When it did, he hit at a ton underneath the Osterman billboard. And then Troy Tallman had no place to go as he came off the turn, and he made heavy contact, ripping the rear suspension. Let's go down on pit road and see if the guys have more. Guys?
Yeah, started off so strong, did Matt Vassar, the opening weeks of this season with a couple of top 10s. Fell off the pace a bit last week, finishing 13th, and now I think, as you guys mentioned and Ben documented, something might have broke coming off turn number 2. Got into the outside wall at a ton. Troy Tallman, nowhere to go. A lot of right rear damage on that car, waiting for the drivers to climb out here on the back straightaway. We'll see if we can get a first-hand take on exactly what happened from those guys here in a moment. John Gates, anybody on pit road in front of you?
Yeah, we had the 82. He's Michael Christopher heading into the pit stop right now. Also, the 22 of Chase Dowling brings the S&S machine in for a pit stop. Just a quick check on those cars. Also a check on Brett Meserve in the Toast number 67 car.
Looks like, guys, a right rear adjustment for last week's winner, Mike Christopher Jr., car number 82. Not exactly happy with the handling of his machine, so he is on pit road checking the right rear stagger. Now they go around and check the left rear stagger for Mike Christopher Jr. Again, victory lane 7 nights ago. Going to have a long way to go to try to go for 2 in a row here tonight, as he'll have to restart toward the back of the field.
Guys, we've been looking at the Flow Racing replays, and it appears that Vassar's car did snap around and did make contact. We saw that, but what we were surprised to see is the 85 of Tyler Hines went down on the grass and literally was able to correct and keep going in that situation as well.
Boy, he has led a charmed life during the month of May, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He really has.
As that Vassar car pancaked the wall, we see Marcello Refrano's number 68.
And they're checking something underneath the back end of that. Looks like they're perhaps. Here's another look at it. Now watch the Vassar car. And we're not sure from the angle that we got that. It appears that he was on the high side. There's the black car, the 85 there. And very sadly, Troy Tallman's car. No place to go. Track was blocked, and he ended up sliding right into it.
But that old Green Bay Packers book, Run to Daylight, that's what Tyler Hines did, and he found the daylight on the Mother Nature Boulevard, and that's where he took his car to avoid carnage. Troy Tallman was not as fortunate, as he was a late arrival, had nowhere to go except between the 1 and the 1 of Vassar's car. So those, once again, another double hook. I think that is number 5 as Vassar. And we could see it on the replay as that car just pancaked the wall like sideways. And
heartbreaker.
Boy,
He was running very strong tonight. He was up to the 7th position and going forward. Here's another look at it again. He's on the outside. There might have been some touch there, but not intentional by any stretch of the imagination.
It looked like you could see that car hiccup.
Yep.
Almost before it went
right,
into the wall. So that could have been an indication that something was wrong with the number 11 car.
And Stephen Kopsick did a great job of squeaking through there as well. And
well, Stephen Kopsick was in a pretty good battle with Todd Owen to team up and get by Vassar. And they were able to do that. Mikey Flynn is the leader after the first 13 laps. And Mikey Flynn this year has usually been in a position that he's been forced to come from behind. Had a 10th place run, 11th, and I believe a 12th.
You know, it's interesting as you look down here at the timing and scoring that Keith Rocco is only in the 13th position, but we're 13 laps in. Now, don't expect him to stay there. And Tyler Leary last week had a great run, a great closer, by the way, to finish in the top 10 and worked his way up from the back of the pack. He's doing the same thing tonight because he was started back in the 18th position, so he's moving forward. Marcello Rufano has been in for an adjustment. Chase Dowling has been in for an adjustment as well. So let's see if those adjustments are going to pay off. And the number 82, Michael Christopher, also came in. They made a quick adjustment on that car as well. Tommy Bowles has been in and out of pit road. Jonathan Pulio still trying to get the bugs out of his race car. He was involved in a serious altercation at the start of the season. So now the field is doubled up. Lights are off on the safety vehicle at the point, which is an indication that we're set to go back to green flag racing. Brian Callum, Mike Helberg on the starter stand. Place your bets now. 13 laps of 40 now complete. Here from Jackaroot Stafford Motor Speedway on Flow Racing. SK Modified style. Rumble off turn number 4. Green and they're racing.
A pretty good getaway for Flynn. Let's see if he can clear Michael Jarvis. And a car on the grass, so we have trouble in turn 1.
And it looks like, to the bottom of the racetrack, it is the 76 of Tommy Bowles. If it wasn't for bad luck, he'd have no luck at all tonight. So Bowles' machine, the Ronnie Banforth prepared car, was on pit road. They made some adjustments, and then he came back out, and he was able to pull away. We saw some pretty heavy sheet metal damage done on the Bulls number 76. And as you see it go down the front straightaway, look at the outside of the car. You'll see it. Here's a look at it.
Ronnie
It's at the
Williams
rear.
does not come up to speed
No.
in car number 50. And that could have caused the havoc as
But
that car went straight backwards to jam up the guys behind him.
And now Williams's car comes to a halt underneath the yellow caution, the Empire Financial Group.
When a driver who's good
Here's a
on
look at it
restarts
again.
has this happen to him, go backwards, you know, you figure something is wrong with the car.
Something apparently went awry, big time. And now it appears that Ronnie Williams, apparently a cause, ends up being the culprit. And it looks like they're going to be calling for one of our wreckers from the infield area. We can see from our vantage point on Flow Racing that, and there is a look at the number 11. There's Matt Vassar, second generation driver, Eddie Flemke, John Hummel Hot Dog Man.
Boy, the right front pretty torn up on that number
sure
11
is.
car.
And these guys are really dedicated and hardworking guys.
Well, there have been a lot of damaged race cars in the first 13 laps, but there have been some feel-good stories. And I think, Ben, at the top of the list is Michael Jarvis, who has run
Now, here's
strongly.
a different angle looking at it, Matt. You can see the 50 back rate up. And what it does is definitely something went wrong, whether it was a transmission or something in the number 50 car, because it just did not come up to speed. And there's the less number 50. Adam Scavoro prepares that winning race car. And they push it down on pit road, so Williams is out. But he will be back in another 50 car that looks exactly like this 50 car in the Tour Type Modified, called Before You Dig, Open Modified 81. Let's head back down on pit road, guys.
Yeah, Matt Vassar's on pit road, and those watching on Flow Racing can see the crew, including Matt, working on the right front corner of car number 11. Was going to try to get a word with him to see what happened in the previous caution just a lap or so ago, but he is already cutting the Nerf bar and is working hot and heavy on this car. Looking to try to get it loaded up here later tonight. You also mentioned Ronnie Williams. We're going to keep an eye on that car. He did not come up to speed under the last restart as we get the 1-to-go signal. We'll see if he has a change of fortune in the lap from now when we go back to green.
Well, we see everybody around that car. We see it jacked up, and we saw the flashlight, so we're not sure. It looks like we're going to go back to green here in just a moment as Williams' crew is still working. But it might be a day late and $1 short, because here comes the green. And Mikey Flynn, very impressive, 3 wide,
The wild
going
card,
down the
Brian
back
Narducci.
straightaway. And it is Michael Jervis Jr. to the front of the class.
And Narducci settles in behind him. Narducci going after the lead. He had it early, and he's trying to get it back.
Brian Narducci by a nose.
Narducci, he is
Here
able to
comes Todd Owen.
Watusi his way into the lead. There's room for Owen, and also Stephen Kopchik now has moved into the top 5.
Stephen Kopsik's confidence is at an all-time high as he threads the needle through traffic. Kopsik looks for another victory here at Stafford. He's on the podium, but Todd Owen plants it down underneath Brian Narducci. They cling and they clang. Back to the front of the class. Todd Owen is the brand new leader. But who is the guy in second?
And it might be Kopchik in a moment as he tries to wrestle that spot away from Narducci. Then we have Jarvis. He is in 5th.
Look at this bid for the lead. Narducci tries the crossover. and takes back the lead from Todd Owen.
Boy, he is solid on the inside. Keith Rocco, pay attention to him. He has moved into fourth.
Who's going to give that power assist? Little chrome horn action. Narducci is the point of the arrow as they come back to the line. Steven Kopsick up to second, Matt. What's
a scramble, trouble in turn one, and a car goes into the turf. And another car, looked like Teddy Hodgson's number 55, is stranded in the corner.
And a heartbreaker, it is Teddy Hodgson. They worked around the clock all week long in putting that car back together for this evening's presentation, and they were anticipating and hoping for big things.
And Hodgson trying to get out of that number 55 car is a lot of work done during the week, and he was very optimistic.
He's upset with somebody. And
well, all you sign language fans probably know what he has had on his mind. He is not happy.
And you can understand the frustration. They work so hard,
and he is a good driver, former
really
SK Light champion, and he will walk to the ambulance. We'll try to see what happened on the replay.
Let's see if we can find out here, Matt. Teddy Hodgson.
Oh, we see him being nudged.
The top 10, and he got, looks like, pinched off there a bit. No place to go. And let's go back down on pit road because we have a couple more cars in. Guys.
Yeah, tough break for Teddy Hodgson. You guys called it as we saw it down here. Got pinched to the outside wall. Mike Christopher Jr. back in, working on the left rear corner of that car. Chase Dowling back in as well. Looks like they're also underneath the left rear corner of car number 22. John Gates, did I leave anybody else out?
No, you got them all. Looks, yeah, definitely working on the Chase Dowling number 22. Rear side problems with that car. Not 100% sure what the deal is. Also in the pit area, and looks like he may be out of this race, is the number 28 machine, and a tough break for Buddy Charette.
Now remember when there was 27 laps to go, we made the comment Keith Rocco was 13th.
That's right.
5 laps later, where is the kid? He is currently in fourth. So he made up 9 spots in just about 5 laps. So an unbelievable comeback for Keith Rocco.
You know, and no question about it, Todd Owen took the lead, and then Brian Narducci pulled a crossover move on his mentor at one time and took back the lead, and then Steven Kopsick. Now remember, when Steven Kopsick won, Ryan Preece ran to victory lane to congratulate him. So Ryan Preece was here on the night that he won, and he's here tonight.
Boy, that didn't cross my mind. That's pretty good.
Any of the magic might be there. Steven Kopsick has not only turned into a good driver, but he is a top shelf crew chief. And his dad and the folks at Airgas and his mom and his entire family, big supporters as Steven's come into his own. He went to school with Chase Dowling. They were buddies from the time they were in middle school all the way up, and went to work for LFR.
So we have 18 laps remaining and a lot of work being done, will be done during the week again on the Teddy Hodgson number 55. It takes a lot to get him upset, but I think the culmination took place when he was nudged against the front straightaway wall. Brian Narducci and the Billy Bear Coluccio own number 14 has the lead. Last week, the Bear made a prediction that
he did.
Brian Narducci would finish in the top 5. He said it's a fast car. He has had no luck. Now, Brian got into a jam early in that race, finished 19th. But right now, he has battled for the lead with Steven Kopsick. And Kopsick restarting on the inside. Great second row, Todd Owen and Keith Rocco.
Let's see what's going to happen. Standing on the gas. Down into turn number 1. TA engines beneath the hood of the Kopsick machine, but Narducci moves to the outside, and look who is there.
And
Look
Kopchik
out,
is able to go
Kopchik.
from third to first.
He sinks it in at a ton. Steven Kopchik becomes a wheel man and takes over the number 1 spot. Meanwhile, Rocco goes down underneath Narducci. And Keith Rocco will move into second at the halfway. Todd Owen back in the 4th spot now.
And Rocco used the favorite spot in the track, turn 3, to get by Narducci. Now he's going after Kopchik. Turn number 3, remember, that is where Rocco does his best work. Kopchik knows it, and he closes the door.
Not only does he close the door, he seals it. But Keith Rocco isn't done yet. 21 in car 21 leads the field. Rocco takes a peek high, takes a peek low. Here comes Todd Owen. Bid for the 3rd spot. Owen up to 3.
Okay, this might be a lap that Rocco does something. He goes to the outside to get momentum in turn number 1. And now he is on the attack as he tries to tomahawk his way underneath Kopchik.
But
halfway
Kopchik,
there, 3/4 of the way there.
and it is going to be a battle of the fittest. And all of a sudden, inch by inch, Steven Kopchik doesn't give up. He's not rattled at all by Keith Rocco. As Rocco settles back into second, and Kopchik takes back command of this field.
Now, usually it'll take Rocco 1 or 2 laps to mount another attack. We can't count out Todd Owen, who is running a strong 3rd, Narducci in 4th, and Flynn in 5th. Here's Rocco, do or die time for the 88.
Keith Rocco, lap number 25 when they come back to the stripe. And Rocco takes over the lead, but Kopchik isn't done. He tries a reverse crossover. They almost come together. And now Todd Owen wants a piece of the action and a bid for the lead.
Yeah, Rocco might be slowing the pace a little, and that enables Owen to catch up to the top 2. In 4th is Narducci, and Mikey Flynn having a great run in 5th. Jarvis is next, but here's Kopchik going to work on the inside.
Steven Kopchik back in command. But they are even. Kopchik clicked off a 19.205, 27 laps in this 40-lap event.
And it is Owen. He is still within striking distance, especially if something happens between Kopchik and Rocco. Moving up, a good run for corner. Tyler Hines is 8th.
Tyler Hines. Remember,
And
he was
is
involved
making
in
a
that
move
jingle.
there. So now he's in the top 7, and he took Moeller with him.
His confidence level is up, and it's showing. Daniel Wesson also
Daniel
coming
Wesson
to life.
inside the top 10.
Good run for him in the Stash Butova prepared car. When they come to the stripe, 10 laps to go.
I think Rocco will be ready to strike this time.
You called it best the last time, Matt.
And a good Ronnie Williams is coming back. He is 13th. So Ronnie Williams having a good second half of the race after his car did not come up to speed as he got by David Arute and now moves into 12th.
There is 9 laps remaining, and nobody is giving up an inch. Now a little further back in the field. Dowling is working his magic down underneath Noah Corner to try to get into the top 10.
Michael Jarvis is losing ground, fading to 7th. And now it is Keith Rocco contemplating his strategy against Steven Kopchik. When they hit the line, we're down to 7 laps to go. And it is a war between Kopchik and Rocco.
And another war is going on between Brian Narducci and Tyler Hines for the 5th, 6th, and the 7th spot with Andrew Moeller.
And Mikey Flynn is in there. Car number 24, followed by the 14 in Narducci and the 85 of Hines.
And Daniel Wesson trying to shake off Michael Jervis as now Dowling moves into the top 10.
Moeller becomes a player in the battle for the top 5. Here is Hines underneath Narducci. And Tyler Hines has infiltrated the top 5.
While Hines is in the top 5, Narducci gets shuffled back to 6th. Moeller is in 7th, and he tries to complete the move on Narducci, and Wesson is there as well.
Now at the front of the field, a 10th of a second between Kopchik and Rocco.
And that's like a blink of your eye. As they come off the turn, Stephen Kopchik. Very racy tonight. Gonna do double duty coming up in the Tour Type Modifieds as well.
Around goes Narducci as the back bumper was being punished by Daniel Wesson. So Narducci temporarily out of commission, and the yellow comes out on lap number 37.
So we'll set the field for you at 37 is up on the board, and that's going to change the complexion of this event. There's no question about it. Brian Narducci and Matt, did you have a chance to? Here it is. We're looking at it.
Now Wesson is going to Woody Woodpecker, the back bumper.
And there it was. The contact was made.
And it's set.
And the 92 has received the consultation flag for aggression on the racetrack. A heartbreaker for Daniel Wesson, who is turning some heads tonight.
But I think an even bigger heartbreaker for Brian Narducci, who had a chance to get into that top 5 that his car owner predicted a week ago. But his bad luck has continued. Yeah. Stephen Kopchik and Keith Rocco, this is going to be a barn burner. A three-lap dash for the cash. Or as we used to say, a 3-lap scoot for the loot.
And let's quickly head down on pit road. Guys.
Fairly quiet down here. Brian Narducci, the only car on the pit lane. Folks in the Tyler Hines pit seem pretty happy. Another consistent, very quiet top 5 run right now for Tyler. It's been a banner year for that driver that won on opening day and running in the top 5 right now for Tyler Hines. John Gates, you hearing anything in front of your section of the pit lane?
Yeah, Kyle, the 55 was about ready to come back out onto the Speedway. Teddy Hodgson in the Monterey fuel machine, but just a last-second look, and there was a broken part, unable to return.
I think you'll have to agree with me, Ben, that the intensity in the middle of the pack in this race is just as intense as the battle between Kopchik and Rocco. There was some hard racing all over the track, and we're ready for the final 3 laps.
They come rumbling off turn number 4. Pedal to the metal. Stephen Kopchik continuing to dominate.
Rocco wants to get down low to the inside, I think. Let's see if he can do it.
This time, the twirling 2s are in the air. Stephen Kopchik leads them to the bottom of turn number 1.
Well, Rocco is where he wants to be, on the inside where he can do that. Try to blast his way underneath Kopchik.
He's almost there. Here he comes, off turn number 4. White flag is out. Stephen Kopchik to the outside of Keith Rocco. The patented turn number 3. Will it be a spoiler or a dealer?
Rocco trying to pull away, unable to do it. Kopchik is right there. Owen is right there. As they enter turn 4.
Checkered flag is out. Keith Rocco and a squeaker over Stephen Kopchik. Todd Owen unofficially for 3rd. Tyler Hines, a great run to finish in 4. Mikey Flynn, to finish in 5. Michael Jervis for 6th. Andrew Moeller for 7th. Chase Dowling for 8th. Ronnie Williams for 9th. And Noah Corner to round out the top 10.
Then it was David Arute in 11th, Marcello Raffato in 12th, Mike Christopher in 13th, Daniel Wesson finishing in 14th, Tyler Leary, 15th. Tom Bowles, 16th. Brian Narducci, 17th. Doug Meserve, 18th. Jonathan Pulio, 19th. Teddy Hodgson, 20th. Nick Giardina, 21st. Matt Vassar, 22nd. And Justin Albertaz, 23rd. Troy Tallman, 24th. So let's check out and see the contingency money. Mayberry Material Handling, $150 to Keith Rocco. New England Race Cars, $150 to Keith Rocco. And TickMike.com, $150 to race winner Keith Rocco. The second place finisher, Stephen Kopchik, will get $100 from Manley Performance Products. And our third place finisher, Todd Owen, will get $100 from North American Motor Car. Our top three of Rocco, Kopchik, and Owen will be getting $25 gas cars from New England Racing, Sunoco brand. And the top rookie will be getting also $25. And I think it's maybe Jonathan Pulio. As we go to Napa Victory Lane and John Gates.
All right, and jumping down into Napa Victory Lane. What a run, man. I'll tell you what, you and Kopsik put on a good show, but Keith Rocco, Victory Lane.
Oh, it's awesome. You know, man, what a start to the season we had up and down. But somehow, one way or another, we've been stringing together some finishes minus the DNF and some bad luck. But what a night to win. 811 call before you dig night. Derek Brown, thanks. Everybody from 811 who's here. Airgas, awesome to race with the teammate for Airgas and put a show on. But I got to thank Waddell Communications tonight for the crystal clear radio. You know, when we have trouble, he always bails us out. John and Maine Rafano, 811 call before you dig. Airgas, Green Construction, Orbital Convenience Stores, John and Maine Rafano, Wheelers Auto, Pettit Racing Engines, Dunleavy Truck and Trailer Repair, D&G Paving, and my whole team. I can't do without them. We had a rough start here, and they worked their tails off.
Hey, that was a lot of fun to watch, Keith. Congratulations. You got something for him in the 81 a little bit later on?
Hopefully we could double up tonight.
All right, Keith Rocco, give it up for him. Big victory here in our SK Modified main event.
Well, there's the story. He wants to double up, and he has the talent and the ability here at Stafford. Our next group of cars to come onto the racetrack, are the Street Stock Division. Their contingency partners include the following: the Meadow Driving Range, located in the parking lot